Alpha OneTV Sabri Nyakunya ABT a year vet na just a course or Parliament House. A defa a year 3 nominees are President Mahama a chisu or more just or some pass through the law and the law no and it's a parliament for never said a geomutum and sana just legally no or might be officially a year ministers to work under a President John Dramani Mahama. And during this a year veteran and home in Simbi Brain not just about just any asingator. You him said Afenyo Markin ACTA controversial like attention seeker like OABBAB and near my way in veterans no a year I dare just a year first deputy a year speaker of parliament and a chair the veteran in Simbi Brain if you over a year Mahama Yarega and so Akasacha saying asingator Ninya anything a year Afenyo Markin opportunity when ya say or they address the thing and I say in near my because was our vetting and as a committee national we journey in go and not just say or ye press conference or say what Mahama warning no so instructed said the Mahama is in Bunny we don't know more oh Afenyo Markin who can be before and sa amemo bonne no emu ani efia be a chese Ghana for empene se mo bekoso ahye sa Jubilee House so munimde ana wonimde so betim de wadwen aboa ama MPP ene Ghana agina ke enkasa adwen ka de be makofado enkenyen se kamuti opposition na eyene sema na se ensembia or catch GM enye ne kwan ne emfata so no na eye first deputy eye speaker of parliament ateno one is unshi pa no ntimi threaten obia Mahama Yarega so aka na adwan chi ne pa achis enya asempete enkoninkwete ene sede nsem ne de esikoin.
The cooperation we are promising hinges on the president demonstrating the requisite fortitude and transparency. The leadership of this country cannot afford the luxury of ambiguity. We urge His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, to summon the courage to present the full slate of his ministerial nominees because this nation deserves no less. As I said on the floor of Parliament last week, the thought approach to ministerial nominations is unacceptable. We are on break. Adjournment is up to 21st. Members are supposed to go to their constituencies, but we are ready to do this since on the 9th of January when we had these 3 nominees being ferried to Parliament. The president has since not communicated anything. We wonder whether they are ready to govern. The election results was declared on the 8th of December, on the 9th of December. The president had the benefit of having his victory being communicated to the entire country on the 9th of December. We expected that within the 1 month after the declaration, he would put in place a team. For this thoughts is unacceptable. Now, post-election violence and national security. Honorable Chair, equally pressing is the wave of violence and attacks that has swept across the nation in the aftermath of December 7th elections.
Mr. Chairman,
and the subsequent transition of power.
Mr. Chairman.
We acknowledge the President's recent call on the
Mr. Chairman,
IGP
please.
to investigate the election-related death.
Honorable Minority Leader, I recognize Honorable Mahama Yarega.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I want to extend my most sincere appreciation to the Minority Leader for publicly expressing his commitment to work with us to secure the vetting and appointment of our ministers. Mr. Chairman, we've been on this committee for decades now, at least myself. And for the minority leader to use this platform as a press conference to copiously try to denigrate the presidency and to sort of try to direct the presidency as to what to do, I think is not the best. For instance, you cannot be directing the president as to how and when he makes his nominations for ministerial appointment. The president did say that the cabinet will be formed within a short period upon coming into office. Upon coming into office. But you have decided that it should have been from the date of the declaration of results. I mean, that is not the promise that was made by the president. You can have your opinion on the matter, but please, you can express it outside at the press conference, but at this appointments committee meeting, this is the first day, and let's start it on a good note. And I dare say that not everything in our standing orders meet constitutional standards. Not everything in our standing orders meet constitutional standards. And the recent case where the Supreme Court struck down some provisions of our standing orders as being inconsistent with the Constitution should serve as a guide. So yes, you've drawn attention to our standing orders and the mode of communication and etc. We will take that on board. But I just want you to know that not everything in our standing orders meets constitutional standards. And as recently as last year, you were all here in this house when the Supreme Court said that some provisions of our standing orders were not consistent with the provisions of the Constitution. Otherwise, I want to again express our appreciation to you for publicly expressing your commitment to work with us to have a smooth processing of ministerial nominees.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ayelga. Honorable Minority Leader, you may conclude.
Thank you. I may continue, please.
Conclude.
Mr. Chairman, with the greatest respect, we will do all we can to cooperate with you. Chairman, words have meanings, and I've given you my assurance. There's a reason why we're here. If members would want to make reference to precedents, I have been on this appointment committee where Honorable Harun Idrisu, the then minority leader, spent 20 minutes in reading his opening remarks. It's there on record. Honorable Dr. Kesi Atuforsen. Yes, if you don't want me to proceed, let me know. Don't start using the words "you may conclude." With the greatest respect. These interjections must stop. We have had situations where the minority leader, as he then was, Honorable Kesi Atuforsen, the then minority chief whip, when my respected deputy was chairing the committee for the Supreme Court nominees before cameras, they raised issues about even the content of the communication from His Excellency the President. Why would Honorable Ayerega be offended and say I'm denigrating the presidency? It's part of public record. Go and watch it. You were a member of the committee where you questioned the language, the phrases used. You analyze each phrase of the president. It is your turn. Time. Please, it's your turn. Please be patient. Let me finish. Please, let me finish. Chairman, thank you very much.
Honorable Minority Leader, you know the chairman is a man with indomitable spirit. I will not be threatened. You may proceed.
Chairman, we cannot threaten you, and you know I won't threaten you, considering our special relationship.
Chairman, no, this is very important.
I will not threaten you.
I beg you. It's very important.
Chairman, do I have the floor?
It's very important.
Thank you very much. We acknowledge the President's recent call on the Inspector General of Police to investigate election-related deaths recorded in 2020 and 2024, a commendable step towards justice and accountability. However, the President has remained conspicuously silent on the escalating attacks on public and civil servants reportedly perpetrated by loyalists of his party, the NDC. These attacks, ostensibly to protect state assets, have reportedly targeted innocent citizens, including judicial officers, causing significant damage to private and public property. A deafening presidential silence in such troubling moments risks being construed as tacit endorsement of criminality. We make this point well aware of his earlier call for calm when he was president-elect. The concerns raised by the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSA, regarding these attacks cannot be ignored, nor can we overlook the apparent failure of the police to suppress the situation and prosecute offenders. Indeed, the President's 5-member Internal Security Committee has thus far proven either incapable or unwilling to subdue this wave of lawlessness. Let it be clear, these acts of violence are an affront to the rule of law and must be addressed with urgency. Another form of violence that demands immediate and thorough investigation involved the verbal and physical attacks suffered by Electoral Commission officials at the hands of some NDC loyalists, including members of parliament, claiming to protect the ballot. These individuals brazenly obstructed and assaulted election officers who were simply carrying out their lawful duties as returning or presiding officers. Such actions were not only unlawful, but represented a blatant disregard for election-related laws and protocols, undermining the sanctity of our democratic process. Per Section 40 of Representation of the People's Act, there is an unequivocal position in the law. Quote, a person who willfully obstructs or interferes with an election officer in the execution of his duty commit an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 1 million cedis or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or both. The disturbing videos circulating publicly highlight the grave threat that these actions pose to our democracy. If approved, the nominee for Attorney General must ensure a thorough investigation and accountability for these violations, as no crime in pursuit of political power should go unpunished. Upholding justice and the rule of law requires that all, including NDC MPs, MPP MPs, and all loyalists of political parties who violate the law under the guise of protecting the ballot, face due consequences. This is about safeguarding Ghana's democratic integrity, not political partisanship. Mr. Chair, winning an election must not rest solely on the foundation of valid votes freely and lawfully cast in favor of a candidate, not on the degree of violence employed to intimidate or coerce those tasked with counting and tallying the results. Elections are the ultimate expression of the people's will, and any attempt to subvert this sacred process through intimidation or force undermines the very essence of democracy. Such actions cannot and must not be tolerated in a nation committed to justice, fairness, and the rule of law.
Anytime, any opportunity be Afenyo Markin Binyalo, he tries to denigrate the presidency and the current president, John Dramani Mahama. Any meeting a course within NPP behind the scenes. Any near Mamuye plans or mafa so will be John Dramani Mahama. Imagine these people having 137 MPs and NDC having 137 MPs. Imagine this micro minority impo enio or my micro nimponi na omo no mo be share pepepe na omo be senya speaker every omumu kade na Afenyo Markin be Kenya de se kombe mama government na akoso da adwene wo nkrofo wedrim no enya adwen papa o. Look at 88 MPs awenya awe leader and hwede wi awosikasa man focus we micro minority leader and do you anytime be a benya sa opportunity bia no person say yes wo sheho person say yeah you bet chiro even though we need the man so you bet chiro then I'll be Afenyo Markin wait your numbers then I'll be nyomu nyina kwa na sa ba parliament they be empa na be see the independent candidate mu nyina join NDC so then I'll be I dream boning the plans I'm afraid some penny paddle se na be ya Mama a government business and cost said the amount for Kazasana Muya Madream. Say, Munya numbers now, more fan co support you, and my government business and coso. And we are in Ghana. Yen dream, say, JM, we see a dying ye quine ye hospital ye school, ye police be near Boa Ghana, ye nane boy. So yen dream quit him kakara. Didn't na mo pese mo party mo build more than Ghana. Why you wait for it mo history bad. Dem dia Kwame Akroma, dem be ye eye atamis, then dem mo pese mo de ye mahama. Aden. Dem kwana mo kwa moje. You want to build your political party more than Ghana. You want your political party be more attractive more than Ghana. It doesn't make sense. If Ghana become more attractive, your political party also become attractive. Your political party can be attractive more than Ghana. So Ghana bafuma also political party bafum. Ghana kosura and our political parties we kosura. It's simple. Ghana first. Dream we now be a good leader. Opportunity when ya so they address the chair, the committee, the things that will go on. And yama okay can pa and it's in a way. We are talking about election-related violence. Why ne down no? Nya IGP ne so kasa che no. Na Mahamadi abem ye. Why ne down no? Enye EC ne so kasa che no. Mahamadi abem ye. Mahama directed the IGP because we need that space no. We need that office to or direct the IGP tampere say. What do many? So if say you need any report, biano. Why ne so buni din IGP tampere and EC. Now we can say Nyama Elsenka GM Ťraṣh can we count IGP investigate. Nipa ewu no encount. Nipa ewu no enyo Martinasi 2020. Nipa 8 ya ka mo intima investigate. And enya president be also investigate and also how. You investigate then how. Adia working ni nipa ewu then sombo. And if say we first now a majority leader. If say we will be out or per se elections no honsem no nya ka who raise that concern no what now my party call opposition no be aba no any policy wo che no kwan on so enya ne niema even how I won see appointing ministers say tot woni hwan wa mo appointing bebre no anya tot no Ghana course no wa appointing bebre no anya tot no. How was Ghana? Nipa na wa appointing to no. Ne breso na how was Ghana as compared. Even now, look at the changes at Eba. Look at the changes Eba. Sha enyema boni amoja wonichi. Tina oka say mo sumne fidi nanso enyi no. All the things that you are doing in any platform bia benye bia no fidi ni bia. Nanso so no ekoba na wani maguase. Won't you stop? Unjai ebebo wankasa wo. Because as we speak no Ghana for no adwene mu kwa ejire edo Gen Z's ne doors no they know what is good for them. Yeah ma obi ameda obi abimo unim adwuma na agro ne from dollar was saying na ma fair dressing. The police now also hear investigation now more into power when the mandate 2020 elections near my course of Afenyo Markin one kan hwe osa be majority leader one kan hwe obi aba no chess na unsi ne nema wo asemuka ni address so mpene. That was the reason why a first deputy speaker a catching is unja do church no ntimi threaten obia untimi threaten obia Mahama yarga so a catching is untimi nche senior John Dramani Mahama en bona memo he should shut up on kana nuntum no unja Mahama en bona memo we need so much as a course was still now no also bed obey now so no busa for Nkwesiaga we ain't stopping Mahama from prosecuting you people. We ain't stopping Mahama from ruling and I say governing Ghana in the best way Emma Ghana for Hontomo. We ain't stopping Mahama from exposing your scandals to a Jubilee House or no. We ain't stopping Mahama for making sure say obey or by achieving aim na mama in opposition why the ache. So comment section or subscribe and share my news so the instant kebi Akroma.